The idea that we're growing, we're not growing. The wealthy, very wealthy are growing. Ordinary people are not growing. They are not happy with where they are, and that's why we must change this presidency now.
Where I live, folks aren't measuring the economy by how the Dow Jones is looking, measuring the economy by how they're doing. When you're doing the bills at the end of the month at your kitchen table, and you find that even if your wages have gone up, it's not nearly going as fast as the cost of health and housing.
GDP and corporate profits are at record highs in America today. Also at record highs, depression, financial insecurity, student loan debt, even suicides and drugs.
Top Democratic presidential candidate squaring off last night. Joining us right now to talk about it is Bill Daley. He's the Wells Fargo vice chairman and former White House chief of staff to President Obama. And Bill, it's great to see you.
Nice to see you, Becky. Thanks.
Let's talk about what you saw last night on the stage. How did it make you feel as a Democrat who's been sizing all these guys up to figure out who is going to best run against President Trump?
I think it was an interesting night for this reason. Three of the candidates, Vice President Biden, Senator Klobuchar, and Pete Buttigieg, three considered moderate people on that stage and in this race, seemed to do very well. Obviously, the vice president's been the front runner for over a year. He had a strong performance. There's only 5 weeks left to Iowa. I think Klobuchar, who's a neighbor from Minnesota to Iowa, is in a growing position, but again, viewed as someone who can get things done and can possibly reach across the aisle. Mayor Pete is new, but he got beat up by Elizabeth Warren a little last night, but I think he held his own. And I think it's shaping, this race is shaping. And I think the fact that we saw over the summer a real explosion of a sense is that the Democratic Party going way too far left, that seems to be coming back to where the three people who seemed to get the most attention last night and seem to be doing well, or better even, in the polls in Iowa and other places, are three of the people who are perceived as a little more moderate than some of the people who were driving the summer discussion.
Which is probably why you saw more of a mixing it up between these candidates. Yeah. Elizabeth Warren attacking Buttigieg for taking money from wealthy donors. What do you think about that?
Look, I think it's been proven over many years, no doubt about it. We have too much money in the system. Citizens United has really kind of made the system more perverse. But it's not an issue that people vote over. And so they can talk about it. I don't think anybody thinks because someone has a fundraiser in a wine cave that somehow they've compromised their principles.
Well, somebody does.
But I don't think it's an issue that people vote over.
Well, Sanders and Warren seem to be taking a big stand on it, and they think people will vote over it. There's some flank of the Democratic Party that goes along with that.
There's some part, yes, there is. But again, it's not only about winning the primary; it's about winning a general election, which will be a tough election. But history has proven that issue is not what drives voters, and it's important. Again, I do believe that there's too much money. I think Citizens United has somehow perversed our system. But it's not an issue that drives people to the polling places.
You just still wish it was all union money, no corporate money, Bill? Is that it? You think union money, that's more fair? But I mean, that's what the Democrats are like that more. That, I guess Republicans are tied to big business. But
no,
I don't know. It just seems disingenuous to me that it's okay to get all the union money and then, then you owe the teachers' unions and we don't get anywhere on education or whatever. It just seems weird that you're able to. It seems hypocritical to me.
No, I think the whole system across the board.
Okay, so that money too.
Question about it. Yeah, it's definitely too much. Okay. It's too. The rules are too gray. They're not clear, and I think it's just the cost of these things has gotten prohibitive now. Much of it is in trying to get your message across. But I think both sides would say, talk to senators or Congress people who spend hours and hours every day raising money and ask them whether they really think that that's why they got elected, to spend all those hours in a little cubicle on a phone calling people they don't know and begging for money.
Hey, Bill,
weird.
Let me ask you a quick question about Wells Fargo while we have you here in your new role.
Sure.
Reuters has a story that says a U.S. congressional committee is likely to ask Wells Fargo's board of directors to testify about the old sales scandal from the bank.
Yeah.
That's expected to happen next year. What do you think? Are you? What's the company going to do?
I joined the firm with Charlie Scharf, who just became CEO. No question about it. We're moving forward. We have a great institution. Mistakes were made, actions were taken that were injurious to customers. and we've paid the price, and we're moving forward to take a company that's got a great history and deals with 70 million customers in the United States, deep in our communities, a big lender, affordable housing, and probably the biggest real estate lender in America. And so we're looking forward to try to change the institution and make it a better place. And those who have the obligation to look at different things from the past, that's their obligation, and they'll do that. And we're just trying to focus, and Charlie's trying to focus this company and make it a better company for our customers.